back in the day stuff. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, good people. Welcome to another edition, number 54, episode 54 of Untitled. We are here. We're live. My name is R. Jones, and I'm your host and slash moderator. Joining me, as always, my main man, formerly of the BX. I always got to do this. Now he resides in Carolina. My man Dominic Donato. How you feeling, brother?
Good to go. All right, let's roll.
Always a pleasure to have you on, man. Always a pleasure. Yo, the first thing we're gonna get on the docket tonight. Even though it happened last Friday, it was a week ago. We didn't get a chance to really discuss this, so we're gonna go in a little bit. I have an interesting take on this. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, the fallout from the results. Let's see if I could bring Reggie in if he's clear. Reggie, your mic is live.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back in effect. Good man, good man. Yo, first thing we're going to talk about, as I was telling Dom, is about that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul debacle. Okay, that was held out. Where was that? Was that in Vegas? I forgot where that was.
Yeah.
I think it was Vegas. And obviously, you know, people wanted Mike to get the knockout. It wasn't going to happen. I got to tell you, honestly, my first thought is shame on Mike Tyson. That's one. And when I say this, I'm talking about the point where you guys hear me like a background noise or
I heard a little something.
All right.
Can you hear me, R?
I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Like I said, my first point about this Mike Tyson deal, shame on Mike. Let me just say this. That's one. And I say this for a reason because, again, I've seen different conspiracies saying that this fight was fixed. And I hear the groan. But you know what, though? I actually have to give it some validity because certain punches that needed to be thrown completely by Mike was not thrown. This is a money grab. And to me, it kind of hurts his legacy to me. You know what I'm saying? This was a bad move. Yeah, you got $20 million out the deal, but this is a bad move for your legacy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're not gonna, if it even reeks of a setup. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look for this guy. It's just not. Shame on Mike for that. First of all, the guy's 58 years old, and like I told you guys, boxing is a young man's game. Yeah, you're I am Mike Tyson. Nobody could take that away from you. You're the baddest man on the planet. Nobody could take that away from you. But at the same time, you're 58 and you're fighting somebody that's 30 years your junior. Okay? And again, I'm always talking about, how he looks great in these clips. These clips are 30 seconds long. I need to see the extended version of you training. I need to see the 10-minute video. I need to see the 15-minute video of you training. Do you have that stamina? Clearly he didn't, because after the first two rounds, the rounds were not even 3-minute rounds, a minute less at 2 minutes. After two-minute rounds, you were clearly winded. It was over for you. Over. So
my question is, I'm sorry.
Let me get this out. What kills me is at the very end, you're being interviewed. They clearly asked you, are you done? Is the door closed? And you replied, no. I almost broke my TV. Why? Why would you want to go through another fight? Now, Reggie had something to say.
Oh, well, me personally, I didn't even entertain it. Let's start with that.
Okay, you didn't watch. Right. You didn't tune in.
I didn't entertain it because I knew the result before the result happened.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, like you said, it was a money grab. Mm-hmm. And from what I was told, the man threw 18 punches.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So bro, if he threw 18 punches, I'm sure there was something in that contract that said, "Don't hit me."
He actually landed, I think, 18 punches. He threw a bit more, if I'm not.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he threw more than 18 punches.
And he landed only 18.
Yeah, he landed only 18. Because if he only threw a total of 18 punches, that arena would have been, crazy. Okay, with boos, and there was some boos. Okay, there was a lot of boos. And again, I saw openings for this guy Tyson to take it to him. You understand? To maybe not knock him out, but to land the punch. It was ridiculous to me. It was ridiculous.
I saw the same thing with the other guy. It
Mhm.
was like this was a let's all hold back. Nobody wants to get hurt. I think the conspiracy theorists, as we always have nowadays.
Yes.
I hate to say this, man, because we all love Mike. But if you remember how Mike went out,
right,
when he was Mike back then,
exactly,
it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. Now you fast forward 28, 25 years. What did you think you was going to get, people? Really?
True that.
You know.
Yeah, and again, like you just said, Dom, you know, people want to be like in revisionist history and whatnot.
Right.
So we want to hold on to that image of Mike in his prime. We want to hold on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Pre-Buster Douglas.
Right, pre-Buster Douglas. We want to see that version of Mike, even at age 58, which is just a crazy, thought. We're not going to see that.
Does that go to show you are where we are today?
Yeah.
In sports, society, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
That you really thought you was going to get Iron Mike Tyson, pre-Buster Douglas.
Right.
Come on, man. He got beat by quite a few guys. He got beat bad.
Yeah.
By Lennox Lewis,
right.
Vander Holyfield twice.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't Iron Mike then.
Right.
So for us to sit back and say, well, he could have and should have, and he was, and like you said, 58 years old.
Come on.
We're talking at least 25 years from his heyday.
At least.
So they got to stop this bullshit before somebody really gets hurt.
For sure.
My other question is why Jake Paul is not really fighting boxers.
Because he knows his lane.
Right.
He's a smart guy. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
He's an influencer.
Okay.
You can't hate on him for that.
No, I'm not.
And I damn sure can, because he sacrifices a lot of money for veterans and
right. Okay.
So you're right, He's a social media guy, man.
Exactly.
Come on.
That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna do stuff for attention. And
I saw something on YouTube. Clarissa Fields. I think she said she could knock him out. That he wouldn't stand a chance.
That who wouldn't stand a chance
against Mr. Shields?
I don't know.
Jake Paul.
Oh, she would knock out Jake Paul. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See,
she said, I'm going to say it. She said, I guess she want to get paid too.
Oh, well,
yeah, giving out $20 million.
At least she said that, right? Yeah, okay.
I think the
I want to get paid. Honestly, all right, yeah, fine. I feel you.
I think the best take was from Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul. When he was like, well, maybe I'll fight his brother. And Logan Paul looked at the camera and said, motherfucker, I'll kill you. That was to me, that was the best part of this whole thing. I said, Logan was correct. He probably
that there's supposed to be a lawsuit where we may even get some money.
Really?
Because of the stream. You saw what the stream looked like.
Yeah.
Like how we used to look back in the day with not a good Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
And you know what? Not to get off, it was the same thing. It's about the fight.
Right.
But I'm rebooting my modem. I'm thinking there's something wrong with my shit.
No.
And I got little routers placed all over my house now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just deal with the modem. I got routers in the living room, routers upstairs, routers in my computer room.
Right.
And I'm thinking, let me reboot it. I'll watch it on my iPad until everything reboots, and it was still like, and then the snow, and nah. Wow. So somebody has a class action lawsuit against Netflix.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you honestly, you know what happened? Like when I had got home from work, because that day I was working until 4:00. So I got home, doing a little run around before the fight starts, and I had actually fell asleep right before the female fight. Okay, it was going fine. My stream was going well, but then I noticed because I woke up in the middle of the night. I said, "Well, I'm up. I might as well finish watching it." So it was in that whole buffering stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I backed out of it, and then I went back to where the female fight and watched the main event with Tyson and Paul. So I because I was like, well, why is this thing at this stage frozen up and whatnot? I thought I had the great Max 611, God rest his soul, connection. I was like, what's happening here?
I set my alarm clock on my phone because my wife was actually at her father's house.
Okay.
You know, because I set my alarm clock for midnight, 12:15, 12, because I know I'm gonna nod out. Because especially after the second round, I was like, I ain't gonna make it.
No.
Unless somebody gets knocked out next.
Exactly.
Let me set this clock for every 10, 15.
Exactly.
And I survived. And you know what? 12:30, something to 1. My son texted me, Dad, you still awake?
Right.
I was like, yeah, unfortunately. He said, you believe this? I was like, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, guys. Come on.
I want to know the person who invented the snooze button. That shit is genius.
God rest his soul if he passed away.
Exactly.
Man, this is.
But I'll
Reg,
tell you,
I am not lying, man. I set my alarm clock every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I made it through. I will say that. But
okay, so you made it
come
through.
on, be honest, because Reggie didn't watch it.
Right.
By the fourth round, you were ready to go.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There was nothing left.
I know it wasn't.
They said the ladies fight was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh,
the ladies fight.
Oh yeah, that was like
That's what kept me awake.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was like a bloodbath right there.
Other than the headbutt, Yeah. But that girl still hung in, after the headbutt.
Bro, exactly.
That was the best fight. That was a fight. That was actually a sanctioned fight for belts.
Exactly.
As whack as boxing is nowadays. I mean, it was a actually sanctioned fight. And somebody was going to walk away with 3 belts.
Well, I can tell you this right now. If Mr. Tyson
don't say it all.
I'm just saying. I don't really think it's going to be a much watch. I think he definitely threw a monkey wrench in his legacy. I really believe that because people feel they're going to feel, even though you may have a subscription to Netflix,
right?
But somehow I came out with the feeling that I was robbed,
right?
And I have a free account from T-Mobile, and I feel like I was robbed.
No.
I was robbed of my time. I need to be compensated. All of that.
I drank me a couple of shots of NyQuil.
Yeah,
because I'm wired up now because I'm pissed off. Now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, not that I got to get up in the morning. I'm just thinking I got to go to sleep.
You felt robbed.
Yeah, I felt like I was. And let's be honest again, guys. I don't think this has anything to do with his legacy.
Okay.
I think his legacy was tarnished. Forgive me for the ear bite. And the whoopings he took again against Lennox Lewis, Holyfield twice, and then he just exactly. I mean, after Buster Douglas, because you know what? Come on, guys.
He wasn't the same.
Right. When you saw the Buster Douglas fight, I think I told you all the story. They called the MPs on us.
Right.
When you saw that fight, and we're all Tyson fans. When Tyson knocked Buster Douglas down, and it took them about 15 minutes to start the count, I was like, man, something's fishy with this shit. Not saying it was fixed, guys. Don't get me wrong. But if y'all remember, Buster Douglas hit the floor, and according to boxing, until the ref gets over there, and you've seen it a million times, by the time the ref gets to where the boxer's down, he looks over the ropes. Somebody already starts to count. As soon as he hits the floor, somebody ringside is counting 1, 2. So he picks up 4. He never did that. He got over there, he looked, and he said 1, 2, and this dude still staggered to his feet.
Right.
At like 8. I'm like,
yeah, something going on. Again, not saying
a little,
not saying it was
fishy.
Fixed.
Not exactly. Or I'm not. I mean, he probably lost fair and square. I just can't get over that part because again, back then we were all into boxing, guys. Boxing was pretty.
Of course.
Whether it was Tyson making it super interesting, we was interested.
For sure.
And when I saw the ref look over there, and then 1, 2, and guys, there was a house full of GIs. And everybody started cursing, and so we was already looking for trouble before Tyson hit the floor. When Tyson hit the floor, it went totally left. People calling the MPs on us.
Exactly.
Oh shit!
You know what? It's funny. We talk about the his legacy and whatnot. I think his legacy was tarnished a little before that.
Yeah.
As he became under the management
of Don King,
because he had those 2 clowns. That guy, Holloway and Horn, those two gangsters.
Yeah,
You understand? And they're not doing the right thing because before, when you had a team of Customato and Kevin Rooney as a trainer, we had vintage, classic, prime Mike.
Right.
He was a machine. He was a well-oiled machine. No diddy.
Yeah, no kidding. No diddy.
You know what I'm saying? He was a well-oiled machine, man. And then when he became under the management of King with his two goons, it all went left. It all went left. It was like
saw it.
You saw
exactly. You saw it right before your very eyes.
There you go.
But everybody was like, well, he's going to get him better fights. He's going to make better money.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, we hear Tyson, how he got robbed and all his money went.
Exactly.
I mean, granted, he blew a lot of it himself, but
true that.
They jerked him. Let's keep it a buck.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Our man.
Hey.
Big Dave is in the house.
Big Dave.
Dave, what's going on, brother?
Man, myth, and the legend.
How you
right on time for the Mets segment.
Oh, and by the way, happy birthday.
Lord.
Oh, God bless.
Oh my God, Dave. I showed my wife that picture.
Yeah.
My wife was like, what? I was like, honey, I'm just reading it. I never met Dave's wife. I never even met Dave except on a computer.
Right.
She said she ain't 99. I'm like, I almost call Dave. Let me call his mother. You talk to this clown, please. Wow, Dave.
Is actually the 27th, but yeah.
God bless.
God bless her, man.
And her older sister turned 100 in July.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm done.
Beautiful.
I'm done.
Great day.
It was nice knowing y'all, man. Feel free to say something at my funeral.
Out of control.
Let's hope that doesn't happen for a long time, brother.
Yeah.
Ooh, ain't gonna be no 99, brothers. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
They don't make them like that anymore.
And if I hit 79, I'll be happy. If I hit 69, I'll be happy.
Stop it. You gotta hope for the best, brother.
I know, we're just joking.
Listen, Dave, we was talking about the Tyson deal.
Oh God.
Yes.
Let me have your take on it before we move on.
I didn't watch it. I really didn't have any interest in it, but I don't know. I've heard mixed things. Some people are saying that it looked like it was kind of scripted.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, from what I've seen of Mike, I mean, granted, look, Mike is a year younger than I am. He's, in our age range. But I don't think that you go from what we saw him doing in some of those videos to what we saw him doing, in that fight. I don't know. Something's very suspect about it to me. And that's pretty much all I'll say on that because I don't know. I don't know, but listen, the skeptic to me is a little suspect.
R had the best answer for that, Dave, since you brought that up. R was like, you only saw 30-second clips of this workout.
That's it.
And then it went.
Yeah.
But damn, Dave, I mean, R, now I really feel violated. Reggie or Dave didn't watch this garbage, and me and you sat up till midnight.
Beyond midnight, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Dave, I like your background, Dave.
Yeah, you got to teach me how to do that, man.
Yeah,
great.
That's awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, let's do some moving on. Let's talk about Dave's team, the New York Mets. So there's a lot of buzz coming out of the camps that they're going all in on Soto. I heard something to the extent of $660 million. Now, I don't know the amount of years. It kind of ranges from 10 to as many as 15, which I think is crazy.
It's 10 to 30.
Wow.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to be kidding. That was a Bobby Bonilla deal. Yeah. But yeah, they're going all in. And from I saw something, I don't know how much I can really count on that, is he is desiring a return to the National League East, so to speak, I heard. Don't know how true that is, but that's just one thing that I heard,
Yeah. Well, listen, I've always wanted Soto from when he was with the Nationals. I was like, gosh, I'd love to have him on the Mets. And the Mets are definitely, with this ownership, we're not the Wilcon. And they're gonna people are expecting them to make a push for Soto just because we've got an owner that has the money. And I say all that to say that's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
It's an insane amount of money.
And listen, in one player, does that make you, does that push you over the top? Now, if it does, because I'll venture to say that last year, this time last year it was the Ohtani talk, and as great as Ohtani has been, I still don't think that it was Ohtani that made the difference for the Dodgers. I think they had other players that push them over. They were right there because they were a team that had been there, that on the cusp already. So it looks like money well spent for the Dodgers with Ohtani, because they came away with a championship. But I don't know that was the difference. I don't think it was during the postseason. Though. Freddie Freeman, them throughout.
Right.
That was a difference maker right there.
But as far as Soto, yes, I'd love to have this guy in the blue and orange, and I say go for it. It's not my money, but also that can't be it. And honestly, I don't think with this team, the moves that they just made the move for this guy. Watch your iPhone, Siri. And he's a true center fielder, defensive. What they need. So there are other pieces. There's still some pitching that they're gonna need. But I say go in, and if they don't get him, it won't be because of lack of effort.
Right, exactly. They've got deep pockets.
Yeah.
Obviously, that owner Cohen, he's got deep pockets. So if it's a bidding war, I mean,
they charge you down there $40 a park there. So
exactly. Right.
I mean, who got deeper pockets than the Yankees?
You know what? Dom, that's true.
And you know what? I'm not even sitting here thinking, oh boy, they gotta sign them. I mean, guys, when we start talking $61 million a year. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on. Because nobody's going to backload their contract like Ohtani.
No. Not everybody.
And that may be the straw that serves the drink for him to go to L.A.
But don't they have enough in L.A. already?
They always did, Artie. And everybody talked about the Yankees. But
everybody forget the Dodgers won 100 games without this dude.
Yeah.
So
and they lost in the first round. Didn't win a game.
They was on the brink anyway, but come on. That's just that would just be overkill in my opinion.
Right. Keep in mind, every team that had 100 wins that year never got out the first round.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like,
$60 million, guys. I think even you notice you don't hear no rumors about the Yankees.
No,
because the Yankees are going to wait for everybody to bid. They'll put their cards on the table, and we'll move on.
Yeah,
right.
We'll move on. I mean, we made it to the World Series.
Well, the thing with the Yankees, though, bro, you talked about the deep pockets of the Yankees. My thing is, remember, Dom, it's not King George that controls the purse strings anymore.
Right?
It's Hal concerns me, and I've said this in the past. Hal doesn't have that same DNA as his father.
No,
you know what I'm saying? He won't put out the stops. To sign somebody that needs to be signed.
That's because Hal is spending his inheritance.
In some ways, guys, I'm kind of glad he's not like that because, again, just like Dave said, like let's take the Mets for example. What happens with Pete Alonso?
Yeah,
if he moves on, you need a first baseman, a pitcher. A bullpen, and again with baseball, you could spend until the cows come home. But when do the cows come home? When do you say, "Hey, you know what? We got to pause, rethink." Yeah. Again, guys, 60 million and above. That's ass of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll see what the Yankees put on the table because they've done it before with Machado and Bryce Harper. And these guys decided to, we're going to go. I'll tell you what would be real scary, especially for the Mets. if his ass goes to Philly.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
That would even me as a I don't hate the Mets guy. That would be like,
right.
You know, all these other teams, guys, that go out and spend this exorbitant amount of money. They're still talking about the Yankees. The Mets spent more money than the Yankees.
Exactly.
And everybody's still on the Yankees. And then if the Yankees don't spend money, I don't get it no more, guys. I mean, it's totally out of control. So
well, they get on the Yankees because again, deep pockets.
They're living in the past, though.
You're right.
In the past.
You're 100% correct. You're right.
Right.
Exactly. But it's just that knowledge and whatnot. They can't escape that past of the Yankees. They can't get over it.
And I'll say this as a non-Met fan, who happens to like the Mets at least, I don't want to see the Mets fall into that. You know, where now you're handcuffed with this $60 million contract, and this guy becomes Mike Trout.
True that.
I thought teams. I know the Yankees did. After the Robinson Cano fiasco, the Yankees were like, you know what, we ain't doing these 12-year contracts and blah, blah, blah. And then they went Mike Trout. Right around the time this happened, Mike Trout has never been Mike Trout again, guys. And he's got money coming to him till, till our grandkids are playing baseball. I mean,
pretty much.
That's a shame.
That's insane. No.
Yeah.
I got a funny feeling, guys. He's going to go to the Dodgers.
I thought about that, and I didn't want to think about that. I don't think that's. I just don't think that's good for the game. But
yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, I'm about to say they don't give a crap.
I know they don't care.
Ain't no difference between them and the NBA.
Right.
We just want the money, and if I'm on a good team, then
that's it.
So be it. Yeah, it ain't about legacies and nah. It's all about the Benjamins.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? I wanted to ask a question about the Mets, Dave.
Yeah.
Because I was going to pose this. I put this on the docket about the Yankees. Let me ask the same thing about the Mets. What moves do the Mets need to do to get them to a championship?
So I think that they have a good core. They definitely need a little more pop with the corner outfielders. I do think the move for center field is great defensively. Siri is not an average guy, but he gives you some pop. I would like to see Alonso return. Okay. I just think that he embodies the whole Met spirit. He embraced that flushing attitude, and I think that he was when he's on, he's really good, and I don't think you have to show him what New York is. He's already embraced that. That said, if you don't keep him, then they're going to need. They're talking about Vientos maybe moving over to first and getting a third baseman. So I think that, and I think they really need a real number one, starting pitcher.
Yes,
and of course you can never have enough bullpen.
Right.
I think they do have some pieces. This kid Nunez that looked good for them last year got injured. So I think that they do have some guys. If you can get some guys healthy, I don't think that they need a whole lot. But I would like to see Pete return. Now, if that means that they don't get Soto, I think I'm okay with it. I think there are a lot of guys that you could pick up that could fill in on those corner outfields and give you some pop that don't cost you $60+ million a year. And but the main thing is they're going to go as their pitching goes, I think.
Yeah, I think that's my thing, my take as well. Especially in regards with the pitching. Definitely agree with you, David. They need a true number one starter in that rotation, and they definitely need the bullpen help. I could definitely co-sign those right there. Definitely.
You think it's time to find this kid Acuña a place to play?
Oh You have to find.
Yeah, I think so. I do think so. I think that he was thrust right into that mad playoff run.
Exactly.
And he didn't shy away.
No.
He didn't. When Lindor went down, for that stretch, and he stepped right in there. Kid is nice with the glove.
Not to mention, we was talking about this kid for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, remember when the Mets made that trade? They got rid of all the pitchers that I was telling you, Dave. Yo, this kid's going to be the key to that trade. Other than them unloading the money, this kid's going to be. I ain't saying he's his brother. Don't get me wrong.
Right, and you know what? He doesn't have to be.
No.
But he's young. He's
22.
Yeah, and if you've seen him in the field. He's slick with the glove, but I was most impressed with the fact that he jumped right into that fire of that mad playoff run where the Mets basically had to win every day,
pretty much,
and he was thrust into replacing our MVP at the time, Lindor, not missing a beat, not shying away from it, you know, he's got some maturing that he'll be doing, but I think that he passed that test for me.
Yeah. So remember last year, guys? I was texting y'all. I was watching his minor league games.
Yeah, I remember.
And the one game I watched, he went 3 for 3. I'm like,
I
really?
Yeah.
Yo, you remember, guys? He was one of the highest prospects.
Yeah.
Coming into 2 seasons ago in the minor leagues. He was like the number 1 to 5 or whatever he was, but he was the guy, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Mets got lucky. They got rid of all them bum-ass old pitchers they got.
Yeah.
Dumped some money, got this kid. Now it's time for you to find somewhere for him to play.
And the last thing I'll say is David Stern, he seems like he knows what he's doing. I'm really his moves that he's making are I would go as far as say as the antithesis of what we know Met history to be in making these moves. So that Carlos Mendoza, there's a lot of who I know Pat Murphy won manager of the year, but Mendoza was definitely
he did a hell of a job.
Yeah. So I think we are definitely trending in the right direction. And go all in for Soto and see what happens. But you know what? If they don't get him, I know that they're playing 1A, B, C. They've got some good decisions
I have complete confidence in the general manager, David Stearns, and what he's trying to accomplish or whatnot. Because just like you said, Dave, if they do not land Soto, there are other viable options in free agency, maybe via trade that they could pick up and still be on the right track.
Yeah,
you understand? And we won't see like the same old Mets from years past. It'll be a different trajectory.
While y'all was talking, I looked up Acuña's height. I'm like, he's too short to play first base in case Alonso walks. He's only 5'8", so
right.
I mean, the way he is, though, he's very athletic. He's very
exactly.
They say he's a shortstop, but I think I saw him play third base. In minor leagues. I mean,
he can handle
second base.
Yeah,
he can handle third. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
I think the plan would be to move Vientos to first. That's what I'm hearing.
Remember, the Yankees got that Chaz guy.
Yep,
he was a center fielder and a shortstop. Or second baseman. Excuse me. When I saw him play in Florida last year, not this year, the year before, he was playing center field.
Yeah.
Then he played a little second base. Then you put his ass at third base, and he did.
He did his job.
He did pretty good. And I think this Acuña kid is
similar.
Yeah, similar. Except he's a little shorter. He probably don't have the power Chaz has, but he's 22 years old, guys.
Yeah.
In baseball terminology, he's a baby.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But there's plenty of upside for him. Plenty of upside for him. So let's not not look at that, so to speak. Let's move on. Let's go to the other side of town, the Yankee Stadium, the BX and whatnot. Now, same question I had for the Mets. Man. What moves do the New York Yankees need to make them get to championship, elusive championship number 28. I shouldn't have said elusive, but the hell with it.
Yeah, it's elusive.
Where do we begin?
Before the Yankee fans get on there, I'm going to say that I think they're there.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, I kind of think they're there. Listen, the Dodgers were just a buzzsaw this year.
Okay.
But I really think that the Yankees are there.
Yeah. As is.
Yeah. As is, you could always tweak. You can like same thing with the Mets. You could never have enough bullpen and that starting pitching. But I think as they're constituted, I don't think that. I think they're tops in the AL, and a break here or two, and they could have been hoisting the championship this year. So,
you know what? I hear you, and let me just say this: the bullpen,
yeah,
again, the bullpen.
Now,
and let me just say this as well. I could be incorrect, but were they not kind of? And I understand with the addition of Soto, I get it, but again, the reliance on the long ball.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
So that always bothered me about the Yankees. The reliance on let's manufacture some runs every once in a while. Fool me.
And that's what made those runs that I'm sorry. Let me just say this. That's what made those runs that the Yankees had in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they were the type of team that they would wait you out as pitchers and take pitches and they might Bernie Williams or somebody might crank a 3-run homer, but they would get those timely hits.
Yes,
and frustrate a team, whereas they didn't rely on that long ball so much. So I agree with you. With that.
So to piggyback off of that, so wouldn't we have to look at the manager and the GM for that particular? Don't you think we need to change that? Because that line of thinking we've been having for the long ball has been how many years now?
A lot of years. And you know
Something
what?
Gotta change.
You bring up an interesting point, especially to me, in regards to the general manager, who I think is long overdue. He needs to be fired. He's been need to be fired. 20-something years. Like what, 25, 26 years, whatever the case may be with this guy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He doesn't move the bells for me. Not really. He really doesn't.
But with that being said, I know how everybody feels about Cashman.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems for a stretch or two, when has the Yankees not been in the playoffs? Under him.
Well, that's true, Edge. But again, what's the ultimate? What is the ultimate?
Yeah,
is to reach the playoffs and compete in the playoffs, or is it to win a championship?
Well, I would say baby steps, but they took a big step this year.
Considering how long?
Reg, I'm gonna have to stop you there. Maybe I'm talking about the Yankees.
No. Yeah. Here, listen to what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. Getting to the playoffs, Houston owned them.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they played, made the playoffs, and they went up against Houston, Houston owned them. Mm-hmm. They took care of the Houston problem. Well, they didn't take care of the Houston problem. No. The Houston problem was taken care of, and look what happened. They made it to the World Series. Unfortunately, Houston was quote unquote cheating a year or two or whatever they want to say, but that was the Yankees' problem. That was their Achilles heel. Plus the long ball. Again, I'm not saying that the Yankees don't need change, especially with waiting for the long ball to bail you out. But it has to be the manager has to change his way of thinking, or they need to change the manager. General manager has to change his way of thinking, or change the general manager. Real simple. But
because again, let me tell you something. If you mentioned about how Houston was dominating. I like to think as a general manager, what can I do? My job to adjust to that. You understand? What moves can I make? You know what I'm saying? Whether it be it trade, be it free agency, or even bringing somebody up from the minors. You know what I'm saying? To kind of counteract that. That's your job as a general manager. Adjustments. So instead of sitting on your hands and not doing anything, be proactive and change it up. Get the personnel needed. And I understand they playing at New Yankee Stadium. I know the right field is a porch. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The comfy confines, whatnot. I understand, but at the same time, let's do both. Let's get a combination of home runs and manufacturing runs. I'm just saying.
So I think Reg really introduced something that I hadn't been considering when I looked at the question, and I think it is the GM and the manager. I think that's the move that needs to be made. But Cashman rode those '90s teams.
Yes. And who built those teams? And who built those teams?
Exactly. It was not Cashman.
No.
But he's been GM since '98.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, if you remove that team that he did not build, they won in 2009.
One championship.
And if you want to introduce the Houston problem, so we're talking now 26 years. How many championships did Houston win? They win, was it 2?
Yeah,
it may have been 2. Yeah.
2.
So what about those other years, excluding the winning years? Houston wasn't their problem.
I can't go as far as that because I got to look at, though they didn't win it, Cashman's the same guy that got Cole, Rodon. We found a closer in Weaver. He got him. He worked a deal to get Soto. They re-signed Judge. I think what hurt them was a combination of Cortez and Stroman. Now, again, I wasn't expecting a hell of a lot from Stroman because he got a lot of mileage on him. You know, Stroman, if y'all remember, I think he even pitched for the Mets.
Yes,
he was the guy that went out there and pitched. You know, he got his innings, he busted his ass, and you know, sooner or later, chickens come home to roost. So, but Cortez was a disappointment, or was the year before that smoke and mirrors? I don't know, but they got 3 quality starters. Cashman went and got Jazz. Now I think, depending on how you look at it, Rizzo, they opted out. Who's going to be your first baseman? I think the kid they had playing may get a shot. See what happens. But other than that, you know, are they going to sign Torres? You know, you need a left fielder. I don't know if last year or this year is Stanton's last year. You may need a DA. So the only person you really are locked into long term is Judge and Cole.
Yeah, that's it.
So now you have some flexibility of, hey, we're not giving this guy $60 million. We'll find us a viable right fielder and we'll move on.
Right.
Because again, I think the Yankees did well. I can't find it. I think I sent you all them stats too, with the batting between the Yankees and the Dodgers in that World Series.
Oh yes,
Both of them was pathetic. It was pathetic.
Exactly.
So we can't say they like out hit the Yankees, slugged them. No.
I was surprised by that too.
Right. They got more timely hits than the Yankees. The Yankees just didn't get timely hits.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like the Dodgers hit 16 home runs. I mean, come on, guys. Who hits a walk-off grand slam?
Yeah.
Really?
And that's why I felt that the Yankees were very close.
Yeah.
You know, it was the Dodgers' year.
Right.
But I think so then maybe it's boom.
Yeah. Now, what was shocking, guys, and I hate to say this, and it happened before, you know, when's Aaron Judge going to show up? in the playoffs, the postseason, period.
Yeah.
You know, he has a spurt here, a spurt there, but you end up batting $125 throughout the postseason. You just can't say, oh, he got 3 hits in the last 2 games of the World Series. No, you was invisible while your team was still winning to get to the World Series.
Right.
We can't forget that. We got a guy, Stanton, who looked like Stanton, the MVP on the Marlins. And here's your $600 million man can't get out his own way.
Right.
Really? Now, again, you look at the Mets. Who on the Mets was making the kind of money Judge is making? But they showed up. They hit. They kept you alive. They kept you in the game. They probably gave a few elderly people some heart attacks. But
you know what?
You look at Aaron Judge, guys. I don't want to pull his numbers up in the postseason because I think y'all know they're abysmal. Yeah, they are abysmal. It ain't like it was just this year.
Show, Dom. This is a family show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, guys, his postseason is, I'll tell you right now, 184, 139, 250, 265, last 4 years in the postseason.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I digress.
Yeah.
He's got to show up, guys. You can't be the captain, the big dog. And
you're tired, bro. Carrying
58 home runs. And,
told you he's related to James Harden.
All right, yeah.
Well, he's the MVP.
Yeah, he's again. Y'all do know that Ohtani is the first player to win back-to-back MVPs in different leagues.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, people have won MVPs in 2 different leagues. Right. Frank Robinson was actually the first.
Robinson,
but nobody did it back-to-back. It ain't like Frank played for Cincinnati. The next year he won it in Baltimore. No.
Yeah.
This is some uncharted shit here.
Yeah.
But again, us old school guys, we talked about this before. That DH winning MVP is.
You already know. You already know the deal.
I digress.
Yeah, all you have to do is every at bat just have to step out of the cryogenic tank and
they robbed, dude.
For the life of me, I can't understand that.
Me either. Yeah. And I'm not going to say who should have won it.
Right.
Because the guy did have a hell of an offensive lead. Yeah, don't get it twisted. But again, I take my 3 swings. If I get a hit, I got to go on base. Yeah, but if I pop out, I'm let me get some peanuts and you become a spectator.
Yeah.
Sure.
But how can you be an MVP on a 100-win team? That's my question. You can't.
Like I said, guys, his numbers were MVP numbers. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But I just can't get out of my old school, get off my lawn.
Yeah, same.
DA shit, man. I'm sorry.
If he had done this playing the outfield, then you know there would be no question.
Yeah. Exactly. We brought it up once before, guys. Edgar Martinez.
Yep.
Big Poppy.
Yep.
You know, these were some hitters.
Yeah.
Never even finished 3rd or 4th in MVP voting, man. Right. Edgar Martinez was the ultimate DH.
That's right.
This guy was the DH, the baseball's DH.
Yeah. Yep.
He never won an MVP.
No.
Really? But, you know, times have changed.
You know what that was about.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what? I hate the fact that there are those that'll sit back and say, well, you know, R won MVP. They won the World Series. No, that shit don't count.
It doesn't count.
Again, I wish they would do like the NBA, who don't do many things right themselves, but they at least announce the MVPs before the championship.
Right.
They have the little ceremony at half court. Hopefully your team's still in the playoffs, which they are normally.
They get it done.
This way, there's no apples and oranges. R won the MVP, and he might get knocked out this round of the playoffs, but he won the MVP.
Exactly. There you go.
It's just, you know, baseball, I hate to say it as much as I love baseball, they constantly just get in their own way. The NBA is not far behind. Don't get it twisted.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
They're not far behind.
You got these beat writers voting and stuff. So it's like, if they don't like you, trust me, you're not even going to get.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then you know what? You also have to factor in. There was a time when there was no playoffs, and it was just straight to the World Series, top team in the National League, top team in the American League. And so there wasn't much time, before the playoffs, where they can make these announcements. And so, but baseball has not advanced, and I think Dom's point is well taken, though, because it's two separate seasons, really.
It really is.
Guys, minus steroids, there would have been a lot of bitchy writers that would have had to vote for Barry Bonds. It would have pained the shit out of them to vote for him. But they had no choice but to vote because he didn't give two rats' asses what the media said. I'm Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Let me go. I'm Barry Bonds. I'm going to be Barry Bonds tomorrow. I won 5 MVPs or 7, whatever he won. Barry Bonds was winning MVPs before baseball could spell steroids.
Yeah.
So if he would have gotten the Hall of Fame, God, there would have been some pissed off writers.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I think maybe somewhere, I know baseball will never do it, but maybe they should change it. Have 50% writers, 50% Hall of Famers who are still alive,
Right.
And balance this shit out some way, somehow.
Yeah, like a kind of a committee. Exactly.
In any sport, guys, let's not just pick on baseball. Writers could be some, Mitches.
Yeah.
They don't like
absolutely.
Dave. They don't like Dave, so they're going to. I mean, some cases it's warranted, i.e. Joel Embiid, but I'm saying there's got to be a happy medium when it comes time to make the Hall of Fame, guys. That's like the ultimate goal.
These writers carry these grudges for you.
Oh, Dave.
Listen.
And announcers.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if y'all are up on current events. I'm just going to say a name, and I don't know if this is going to be a topic on the show, but talk about not liking people. Draymond Green.
Yeah, but I think he earned a lot of that shit.
Oh no. Did you see the latest one though?
Nah.
Oh, yeah. He kind of tripped somebody, and then of all people, Kendrick Perkins is saying he needs to be suspended. He grabbed the boy by the leg. The boy fell. He's 7'2", Zach Edey.
Yeah,
he fell.
Yeah,
and
now
they upgraded the foul to a flagrant.
Yeah, but
I mean, it wasn't anything malicious. Like I said, we've watched basketball. We've seen worse.
Oh yeah,
from Draymond Green, actually.
Right,
from Draymond Green. That was mild in comparison to what he normally does.
Right. I mean, come on.
But because of who he is and the writers, how they feel about him, that's what it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, guys.
Have you seen my resume?
Yeah.
Dude, let's do some moving on, shall we? Let's go into the lane of the NFL. Well, praise be, finally.
Yes.
New York Giants made it official and demoted Daniel Jones to not quarterback number 2, but quarterback number 3.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, and make Tommy DeVito their starting quarterback. It's over.
Oh, God.
I heard he was QB4.
I think the reps were taking QB4. I mean, what is it? Practice squad? I don't know.
QB4, you don't even get the clipboard, do you?
They said, no, you don't.
The hat.
Or the headset.
Yeah. No, I thought they said he was practicing with the practice squad at safety.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
You said at safety?
Yes.
At safety.
I saw something on the news today.
Well, he's that athletic, huh?
Hey. I guess so.
No.
Well, about time.
They better make him a place kicker or something so he don't get hurt. They trying to say that $23 million. That's what that is.
I could make the practice squad at safety.
Right.
Yeah. Even at my age.
Stand out there. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't let
until Derrick Henry come at you.
Well, he shouldn't. If he's on the practice squad, I got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry come at me, I'm doing that. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna hit him low, and just like slide right by him. Damn, man, I missed him.
Wait. Don said, I'm hitting the ground early.
Exactly.
I ain't mad at you, brother.
And be like, damn, he pounding the grass.
Tom is like that close on every play.
Yeah, I ain't getting that close to Derrick Henry with body armor on. I'm sorry.
I gotta see if I can reach out to this guy. Have you ever seen this guy on social media? This agent. Sean Stellatos. I think
Vito's agent.
Huh? Yeah, the Vito's agent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta see if I can bring him on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was on In the Paint at one point.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. He's annoying. He's very annoying though to me. I'm sorry. I know you might be listening, but
my cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So who's the second back? Who's backup? Who's the backup quarterback?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Exactly. Used to play for Denver.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yeah, but who? Exactly.
No, I was wondering, if he's 3, who's 2? Oh, Jesus. I don't know. Thank God for the Knicks, man. I hate to say that. Thank God the Knicks are balling because the football teams.
Well, I got
the Knicks. The Knicks got more wins than both teams combined in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Whoa.
That's ridiculous.
The Nets have more wins.
That's
crazy.
And that's saying a lot right there.
Oh shit! Stop, guys.
I don't understand it. I just, you know what?
These are
good for them because again, I'm not a fan of the Giants for a particular reason. Okay, I'll keep that to myself. But
I think I know what the reason is.
You probably do, and it has nothing to do with Saquon either.
I wasn't thinking about that either, but go ahead.
It goes way before that. But what I'm saying is, good. I am so glad to see them going through these trying times. You understand? You messed up with Saquon. You gave this guy a ridiculously just overpaid contract or whatnot, and he underperformed, and he didn't lead. What kills me is that one decent season he had where you guys went to the playoffs, won a playoff game, and you were all over Danny, but you forgot about the running back. You understand? Good. I'm happy for Saquon, and I'm happy that the Giants are not doing that well. And I hope you guys don't wind up with a number 1 pick. I hope you have a bad season and wind up picking 4th or something like that. And you pull that.
DeVito's gonna win.
Yeah, okay.
He's gonna win like 2-3 games. Watch.
You know what? That would be great. I'm not gonna lie. That would fall in line with my wish. You wind up with the 4th or 5th pick in the draft or something like that.
Do they have 2 or 3 winnable games on their schedule?
I don't even know.
They play the Cowboys, right?
That should be winnable.
Yeah, I think they play
the Cowboys. I doubt it.
It should be winnable. Should be. But just like Red said, he doubts it, But again,
they got the Bucks.
That's
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys give me is like
Saints
50-50.
Saints, Ravens, forget that. The Falcons, forget that. The Colts, no.
Forget that.
I don't know. Maybe forget that one too.
And then the last game of the year, Saquon Barkley.
Philadelphia.
Oh, I love it. Oh, please. Yep. Let me have a repeat performance.
That's only if Philly is not playing for anything. That's the game they'll win.
You know what? Philly don't have to play for nothing no more this year. And Saquon Barkley done made fools of these fools.
I love it.
I'm talking about as far as
y'all.
Yeah,
no doubt.
He got almost 1,200 yards rushing already.
Exactly. Ridiculous. I love it. Love it. Good for you.
I love Giant fans. Well, he was hurt a lot. He was hurt once.
Daniel Jones have passing yards?
Hold up, Dave. Keep talking. Keep talking. He might.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord, please don't say that.
Yeah.
Please don't let that be a fact.
Reg.
No, he got 2,000. He got 2,070.
Oh.
He's right on his ass, though. He's under 1,000. Lord have mercy. We got to factor in how many yards Barkley got receiving too.
Total yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Oh God, they get what they deserve.
They do.
Come on. I'm
do.
sorry. I don't hate the Giants, but you get what you know.
Mm-hmm.
You had probably one of the best running backs to come out the draft in quite some time.
Yep.
And you never did jack to put something around him, but you give this quarterback $40 million.
Right.
Help me understand that, guys. Talk to me like I don't know nothing about sports.
The math ain't mathing.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing, Red. Sorry.
We can't break it down to you. It's just pure stupidity. Stupidity. Yeah. And again, I'm looking at this manager, Joe, what's his name? Schoen, right? That's his last name, Schoen, I think his name is.
Okay.
General manager. I'm looking at him too because you're the fool that went ahead and green lighted that $40 million for 4 years. Because that guy it's gone. He was gone.
The owners had to agree to that first.
What college did Daniel Jones go to?
Duke University.
The Giants were confused. They thought they were looking for a shooting guard.
Yep.
And ended up with a quarterback.
You know what?
Tell me somebody drafted that high and made that much money at any position in football from Duke. I'll wait. And maybe somebody. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I just don't know him.
Exactly. Exactly, bro.
Sorry.
What, the Giants have an intramural basketball team?
He was going to be their shooting guard, I heard.
Yep.
Well,
it didn't work out. He was going to go to the Nets.
Their little varsity.
Oh, God, that shit. Oh, my goodness.
Let's still stay in the lane of the NFL. And of course, the other team that shares the stadium with the Giants, the New York Jets, appear to be cleaning house, fired. Their general, And what's up with this owner? What he wanted? Did you hear about this? He wanted Aaron Rodgers benched.
Oh yeah,
in the fourth or fifth game earlier this season
against Denver.
And we thought the Giants were bad.
Exactly.
This shit show is crazy.
He is coming off as like Jerry Jones right now. It's ridiculous.
Another shit show.
Wait a minute. Woody might not have been wrong on this one.
Right.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Woody might not have been wrong on this one, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's way too early in the season. Yeah. You were just hyped or whatnot. It's way too early in the season. That right there, I mean, what's the difference? No, let's hear me out. Early on in the season. Okay.
He was horrible.
I get it. Let me finish what I'm about to say, brother. Thank you so much. What I'm saying is that's a bad move. You're talking about embarrassing a guy, sending a message to the team that they might not have liked that. It's kind of a touchy situation if you get what I'm saying. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have let that come out my mouth as an owner.
But let me say this, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but let me ask you this question: when you talk about sending a wrong message to the team, I've yet to hear anybody on this team back Aaron Rodgers about anything. Aaron Rodgers threw a kid under the bus.
Yes, he did.
You know, so I don't know. Maybe there's been some in-house grumblings.
Maybe.
Where they might not have been so disappointed, in calling out, because there was great expectation that came in with Aaron Rodgers, and everybody was all hyped up and all of this. And, he goes back to, I remember the show when he was in Green Bay, we all saying F Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something to this guy that
you know what?
So likable.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong yourself, brother.
So I don't know. It's all speculation, but it's all speculation. It's quite possible that maybe it was more than just the play of Aaron Rodgers that we're speaking to.
Maybe the whole diva.
Right. I was getting ready to say that,
Yeah.
So sooner or later, Aaron Rodgers was going to show up.
Right.
We know it. We had that conversation not long ago.
Yes.
You bitch about they don't put no players around you, but how did you win 2 MVPs?
Right.
Help me
It
out.
was
Help
all
me
him. He
understand
was
that. You
throwing the
got
ball,
nobody on
catching
your
the
team,
ball.
but you
He
won
was
2
throwing and
MVPs, a Super Bowl. Really? But you bitched about everything under the sun, but you didn't give back none of that $50 million.
Now we know where LeBron get it from.
Well, you know what? While you say that, I think there were players that did have his back, so to speak. I know one guy, definitely, he's no longer part of that team, was the former quarterback, starting quarterback, Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Zach had his back and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know a couple other offensive players that supposedly had his back as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Zach
a guy like Garrett Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Zach was in La La Land because that was his idol.
That's what I was about to say. Zach was a fan. Zach was a fan, and also Zach had his back when last season when Rodgers played 4 snaps and then he was out of the picture. So it was easy to glow and rave about you know a guy that is not even in the picture anymore for the season. But you know, I'm just saying that I don't know, and it's pure speculation, but you know, there may be more to it than just
right. No, I get what you're saying, but before Dave, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. The Jets put some good pieces around this guy. Running backs, receivers.
They did.
You know,
they did.
Come on, guys.
Yeah,
no, they did. You're right.
Listen,
and that was right.
They got rid of Salah. I don't know how Joe Douglas got 3-4 more games than Salah did. I can't recall how many games it was, but the problem wasn't on the defensive side of the ball. It was on the offensive side of the ball. How you come you don't go out and get a offensive coordinator? And I'm not talking about this Hackett dude.
No.
Yeah.
You know, you pandering to Rodgers, and look what happens when you pander to the players. Come on, man.
I gotta be honest. And this could be a wrong take of mine, but I was never really convinced that Robert Saleh was that dude.
Me either. We had that conversation.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
We did.
I never thought he was that guy.
He cleaned
up the defense. He did clean up the defense.
That's why I always tell you guys, I know it sounds corny, but there's so many times I go back and watch some of the shows we've had. Like I'll read the subjects for the day, or believe it or not, I copy and paste them and I read it, and I'll say, just like I'm saying now, man, didn't we have that conversation about Solid before he got fired? Oh yeah, that was episode 46, 42. I can actually give you the episode number if I wanted to.
You can tell who's retired in this group.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I like that one, D.
It's crazy because
you're about to have a partner soon.
We're four guys, sometimes 5 guys that just talk sports,
right?
You know, but I'm assuming some of us, not just me, look at some of the subjects and say,
"Oh yeah,
let me think this over." You know, and when it comes, but when I saw the Jets, I was like, okay, they're gonna bring up Solid. And we spoke to him. What episode are we on now?
54.
It was probably 51.
Probably.
That we talked about this guy. And we was wondering why he didn't get fired last year. But Aaron Rodgers got hurt, remember?
Right.
And that saved his ass from getting fired last year.
You got a pass last year.
Come on, guys.
And to you guys, he was never that dude like that.
No.
He might take you to a certain level, but that's it. He's not going to rise above that.
No. He is who he is.
There you go.
No. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm just saying.
I'm just going to leave it there. I mean,
he is
like you said, he's a defensive coach.
I can't wait till we have our first show when Reggie's retired for about, I give him 3 months. And watch that knowledge just increase because he's going to have nothing but time to.
Exactly.
This is what Dominic did.
So this is what Dom did. You know what we should have?
The light bulb is going to go off, Dom.
The Dom and Reggie after show.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they
Why
come
not?
back the next day or something like that, and they critique, the show and talk about
Exactly.
it. By
Why
the
not?
way,
The funniest one I ever saw, guys. I don't know what I was doing. I was playing with my fireplace in the room. I have an electric fireplace. It's got a little chilly sometime last year, right? After the Super Bowl. Brr, brr. Remember the show? Okay, who we picking to win the Super Bowl? R put his face down and said, "Oh, Kansas City." I'm like, this motherfucker said Kansas City. And I rewound it for y'all. And who won the Super Bowl? Kansas City, a guy that can't. That's why I said, "Oh, you got to let it go, man.
you gotta let it go.
You got to denounce that hatred, man."
I did. I thought I
You
did.
see what he did this year, right?
Yeah,
I think it was just last week.
That was the funniest thing I rewound, guys, because
Listen,
I'm like, this guy said Kansas City.
And they lose? I denounced it. They lost, right?
No, they won.
They won.
No,
last year.
They won that.
The show was last year.
We're
And
talking
you
about
said
this week.
you had your head down and everything.
This week.
I'm gonna say
We're talking about
Kansas
this
City.
year, dog.
Yeah. You know what?
We haven't done it this year.
They lost last week, and Travis Kelce and Mahomes' houses got robbed.
Yeah.
Wow.
They say it might be some kind of
there's like a ring or something.
Yeah, some foreign Doug system, and I don't know.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I blame Taylor Swift.
I was going to say that. I'm trying to figure out how to blame Taylor Swift.
Yeah. She got a whole bunch of thugs robbing houses.
Yeah. Those Swifties are.
Yeah, she got a great cover too, don't she?
Yeah, the Swifties.
Great cover too.
You notice? Hold up. Not to get all X-File-ish, but these guys' houses got robbed, and it was the first time in how many games she wasn't at. She was not at this week's games.
Interesting.
Wow.
And the houses got robbed, and they lost. All right, now.
Conspiracy.
All right.
I'm not going to put on my old hat, but nope, just if it smells like a fish.
Yeah.
There you go.
Speaking of smelling.
Here we
Speaking
go.
of fish.
Yeah.
Problems in Philly. The 76ers in trouble. Yo, Joe Embiid. Okay. What's that saying?
The problem.
What's that saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I gotta tell you, they're saying that there's no friction between him and Maxey. I don't know about that. I think they trying to save face. I think there is a problem.
I think there is definitely a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem there. Okay, because again, this guy, you come late to the team meetings, and guys are probably seeing it, sick of it. Maxey was like, I'm
how you come late to the meeting? You're not even playing.
Yeah, you should have been there putting your donuts out.
Exactly.
Y'all saw what I put in the chat, right? Y'all saw what I put in the chat about Philly.
No, I missed it.
When I said maybe Ben Simmons wasn't the problem.
I saw that. I was like, man, listen, stop. Get out of here.
I'll let you finish, and then we'll get back to that.
Honestly, now I'm thinking about it. You might have a point there.
Yeah.
Don't let me have to rewind. Don't let me have to rewind the show about 3 years ago.
Nah, don't do that.
when I gave you all the numbers, everybody remembered Simmons throwing the pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they didn't remember Embiid choking and averaging 14 points in 2 closeout games with 16 turnovers. Nobody remembered that except Dominic. No, I got it from somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, he got the alibi with that. Then he gets the alibi with Doc Rivers. And guys, he is the last part of the process that is still on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Do
the math, guys.
He's an issue. There's no question about
it.
I saw something today, and I just glanced over it, but it said that Embiid wanted Jimmy Butler, not Paul George, and that's where some of the friction is coming from.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it. I scrolling online, and I saw something. I don't know how true it is or not, But
didn't they do Jimmy Butler already though?
Yeah, they did. They sure did. But apparently, Embiid wanted Butler back and not George.
I can probably understand why he wanted Jimmy Butler instead of Paul George.
Me too, in a way. Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah, I can give him credit for something, but
right.
Who was the center for the Indiana Pacers when Paul George played there?
The guy that blocked Melo's dunk.
I thought it was Hibbert. Wasn't that?
Yeah, Roy Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert.
Right.
Ask Roy Hibbert about Paul George.
Come on, guys. He's another accident. Again, guys, I hate to keep saying this all night, but we had that conversation when they signed him. Oh shit! Yeah. Now they're gonna have two players that can't stay on the court.
Paul, what's his name? I feel for him because I like that kid. I like Maxey. I like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
And he's just getting started, guys.
Mm-hmm. I like.
Yeah, look at what he got to play with, man. That's crazy.
That's my thing. What a shame.
You want some stability, and I'm getting instability. Like, yo, what the freak am I doing here?
And you know how hard it's going to be to unload this guy on the average salary for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, $64,302,000 per. What team going to jump on that?
Wait a minute. What job can I go to and say, yeah, I'm going to work today, but tomorrow, nah, that's not happening.
Yeah, what is
guys? That was the first nail in his coffin. He didn't say, again, we talked about this a couple of days ago. He didn't say, I'm not playing back-to-backs this year. Yeah. He said, I will never play a back-to-back again. Right. And you got 4 years left on a $64 million contract. Ridiculous. Now, even if you said that and was like a oops, then you should have said, oops, I'm not this year. Yeah. This dude said, I will never again play a back-to-back game.
And he sounded like he's semi-retired already.
Yeah. He can retire. Off a 1 year salary, he can call it a day.
If he doesn't overstuff himself with jollof rice.
Yeah. Not to mention how much money he made before this extension, guys. Come on. Guys, he may go down as being, we can't call him a bust because he actually did win an MVP.
Right.
Never got out the second round.
Right.
So he's like borderline on Sam Bowie type shit, man.
Oh.
I'm serious.
Sam gets a bad rap.
Yeah, Sam got a bad rap because he got drafted ahead of Jordan.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. The curse.
Yeah, but keep in mind, guys, he's the last piece of the process. Everybody else is gone. The coach, the GM, everybody's gone except Joel Embiid. Think about that, man. All them dudes are gone.
I know
some of them ain't even in the league no more.
Exactly. I know it's early in the season. I get it. It's early in the season. I think 2-12 or whatnot right at this point right now. Can they turn it around? It's a possibility, but they're not winning no chip. It's just not gonna happen. You got too many.
They may not even make the playoffs the way they going, bro.
You could be correct, Reg.
Something else, guys. I said it's a talk, but before the season started, me and my boys on the Bleed Blue show, I said Milwaukee or Philly are going to be a playing team. They laughed.
I don't even think they're going to make
on, that. Dom, really?
They're not even going to make
it.
I knew Paul George. We know, not me. We know Paul George's reliability is.
Yeah.
Then you throw Embiid in there, and now you got Maxey.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you who else is holding them to the 2 wins. Maxey and the guy everybody laughed at. I don't want him. He's got an attitude. Oubre. He's another guy. He don't miss no games. He goes out there. He busts his ass.
Yeah.
But you got a guy making $64 million. That's
yeah.
Give me the ball at the top of the key. Give me the ball at the top of the key.
They're not involving me in the offense. You played 3 games, man.
Right. You got to introduce yourself first.
Yeah. How you doing, Dave?
Wow.
So Dom, you say he's the last run from the for the whole trust the process thing.
Yes, sir.
So now you're saying all they have is the process without any trust.
Right. And you know what? They've done everything since trust the process.
Yep.
Players, coaches, GM.
Yep.
They did everything after this trust the process, guys. And they're still the Sixers. They still haven't got out the second round.
Yeah.
Might not make the playoffs this year. This dude's hurt again. Paul George is hurt again.
Exactly. All these aspirations, when they signed Paul George, they're going to be contenders. Well, what happened?
Again, guys, we got to take this shit mainstream. We got to take our show mainstream because we all said it, not just me. Oh my God. You're going to have two guys to worry about if they're going to stay on the court. Yeah. That's going to work.
Yeah.
And you gave him a max contract.
Exactly.
Yep.
Wow.
Paul George had the ski mask on.
That's it.
Now you look back, much as I don't like the guy, who was the problem on the Clippers? Paul George or James Harden?
Yeah, I was just thinking about Harden.
Or Kawhi.
Yeah, well, we can't count him because he's
Kawhi don't say nothing.
Yeah, he's another guy got one foot on the banana peel and the other one out the door. But James Harden is still playing.
Yeah.
And he's still putting up 10, 12 assists, 20 points. Where was Paul George then? Hurt. Holding hands with Kawhi Leonard.
Exactly.
Mm.
2 max contracts, and you didn't get 40 games out of neither one of them.
Nope.
How many games Ben Simmons played this year?
I think every one of them. Maybe back to back he didn't play.
Our brother Ronan says Philly ain't winning jack.
No.
What's that? 2 overrated postseason chokers. Yep. I can't even deny that.
No.
Oh well.
I don't want to say he's a bust, but if there's something like borderline.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons has played 12 out of the 15 games.
Okay.
So he probably missed a back-to-back.
Right.
I mean, he's still Ben Simmons. He still can't shoot.
No doubt.
Shoot.
It's horrible.
Right.
I
mean, I gotta say it, guys. I love when I see him coming down court with the ball. Because everybody's eyes are like, I better keep my head up or he's gonna hit me in the face with a pass. So he at least keeps you, energized on offense when he, but you just got to learn how to shoot, man.
Yeah, I was going to say one place they're not looking is the basket.
Matter of fact, guys, speaking of trust the process, there was a time they had 2 guys that were afraid to shoot. Remember? See how much your memory is. Ben Simmons and
point guard,
the number 1 pick.
The point guard. I can't think of his
Markelle.
name. Markelle Fultz.
Markelle Fultz. Remember?
Yeah.
He went to Orlando. He learned how to shoot a little bit, but I don't even know if he's in the league anymore.
I don't
remember Jaleel Okafor?
Yes.
His dad pitching and making headlines talking about, they're picking on my son. Where's he at? Another Duke player. Where is he at? I remember arguing with Knicks fans. Y'all think the Knicks should draft him? This guy don't have no interest in college basketball.
Exactly. So you don't want to play in a professional league.
Hello. Come on, man. Y'all ain't. I love college basketball, but you're gonna tell me this. And how long did he last, guys? Maybe 4 years, maybe 5.
Maybe at best. At
3.5.
Okay.
He was a bust.
Well, let's move on. Trust the process. The hell with that crap.
Yeah.
I hope B gets what's coming to him. What he deserves, actually. Okay. So with that being said, let's move on. New York Knicks, they seem to be gelling. Seem to be. I know you don't like to mention the Dom. I know you don't like the word defense because that's not what the NBA does too much lately, apparently.
And the Knicks are catching on to it.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, if they can get back Mitch, I don't know, Dom. It could be a good thing, defense wise. You know what I'm saying?
Not just defense wise, but we know the reason the Timberwolves went and got Rudy Gobert is because Karl Anthony Towns was not comfortable playing center.
Right. But
I mean, it's weird. I still have I got to pump my brakes.
okay.
I'm a Knicks fan.
Yes,
But in
sir.
order for you to tell me 5 draft picks and a player for Bridges, a damn near max contract for Anunoby, and Randall and DiVincenzo for Cat. I hate to say it, guy. You got to get past the second round. You got to get to the conference finals. I know that's a lot of heat to put on a team, but if you can't exceed what you did last year with all of this, I don't know, guys.
You would consider it a failure.
Right. And I'm not that kind of fanboy where you got to do this, but considering everything we gave up, you get knocked out in the first round and Cleveland goes to the conference finals. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Trouble in Midtown.
Yeah, that's a good point. But however, with that being said, Dom, I think they can get to the finals, at the conference finals. I think they can, to be honest. Even with all that you said, you got to admit, they got Cat, and he didn't start playing until what, preseason? Or what was it?
Yeah.
They haven't had a lot of time together. I think right now, they're starting to get used to each other. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
With that type of consistency, they can accomplish a lot. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship, but I think they could go a step further this year. As long as they can stay healthy as well.
They have the They have the best point. They have the best guard center combination in basketball right now.
Right.
That's a given.
And that's not going anywhere.
So I asked you guys, if this dude's not comfortable playing center and he's playing center like this, no center could really stop him. Right. You think maybe we should reconsider this shit? And as soon as Mitchell Robinson is healthy, trade him for a wing or a perimeter shooter?
That's a possibility.
I'm just saying, guys. I understand what you're saying, but I will tell you this as a Knicks fan. The COVID year when they lost to Atlanta in the playoffs and everybody went crazy was actually the first time the Knicks made the playoffs in a minute. Right. They became the number 1 defense when Mitchell Robinson was not playing. And they did it last year when Mitchell Robinson wasn't playing. Came back in the playoffs, got hurt in the playoffs, and they still went to game 7.
Right.
So I don't think I don't get me wrong, guys. I love his rebounding, his shot blocking. He's definitely a liability on offense. We're always playing 4-on-5 when he's on the court.
Right.
But if somebody could convince him, hey, Dave, shit, you like Jazz Chisholm. You seem to be playing third base pretty good. How about you stay there and we get another piece? Yeah. Mitchell Robinson's I hate to say only, he's only making $15 million. So that's an easy movable contract.
Right. Yes, it is.
Get you a wing.
Another piece of that is Mitchell comes back. Wherever they would move Cat to, they move him to the 4. Don't get comfortable there because Mitchell won't be there. Right. Either way. Either he's traded or he's injured.
He's hurt.
Right.
So they're going to have to pull you right back there anyway.
Yeah. But again, guys, I'm thinking, first of all, this guy started his career at center. Somehow, some way, he wasn't comfortable playing center. Minnesota goes out and gets Rudy Gobert. You know what, guys? They made it to the conference finals. Maybe hard for some of us to believe, but they made it to the damn conference finals. Right. They made it further than us. So it seemed to have worked. So I'm thinking, but then I'm watching them play the 5 guys. Can't nobody keep up with him. He's lighting up the league. I mean, granted, we got to do the Diddy. I did the numbers for my boys last night.
Right.
The Knicks are 9-6, I think. And they only played 3 teams with winning records. And they lost to all 3 of them. The Rockets, the Celtics, and the Cleveland. Last night was number 4.
Right.
And they beat it was the first 500 team or better they beat all year.
Right.
Yep. So again, I understand you play the team in front of you, but I'll tell you what, guys, I had this conversation with my boys last night. Say what you want about Cleveland. Oh, they do this and no. There's sometimes you got to look at continuity, guys.
Right. Right.
And again, I'm not saying they're the Bulls or the Pistons that knocked on the door until they kicked the door in, but they didn't bar to nothing, guys. They stood pat with what they had. They ran it back, got a couple of good pieces to come off the bench. But their starting five is their starting five. Whether you like them or not.
Right.
They're 16-1.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they're better than the Knicks? I think their benches.
Mobley is learning how to play basketball now.
Exactly. And again, his upside is ooh, come on, guys. I hate to say it. I'm not a Cavs fan.
Right. And I think you said something the other week, Dom. You said about Garland. He's going crazy too.
Well, yeah. He's the key to this because he's the guy running the engine.
Exactly. Sorry, Dom. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying everybody seems to know their lane. And again, that comes with consistency. And what did they do in the offseason, guys? What was the other step to making them a better team? I ain't going to say the coach, but don't they got a real coach now?
Yes, they do.
A coach that should have still been coaching the Nets?
Yes. Agreed.
But you let two cornballs that ain't on your team no more.
Right.
We don't need a coach.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you had Steve Nash, who wasn't a coach. I mean,
yeah.
Now look at this guy. Tell me he don't make. Sometimes, guys, the right fit is the right fit.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with running it back. Come on, guys. We remember last year. Not to get winded, but most of us are Knicks fans.
Right.
Man, the Knicks played good, man. But the injuries and shit, if we run it back next year, we're going to be dangerous.
Right.
Well, we upset the apple cart.
Yep.
And again, if we don't get as far as we got, then you got to sit back and say what happened. Because we could have ran it back, guys.
Yeah.
And I understand the Knicks' point, but the point kind of got blown out the first game.
Right.
Because I thought Anunoby and Bridges was our kryptonite to Tatum and Brown.
Right.
And the Celtics beat us by what, 100 points? I don't know, guys.
Well, they had Bridges guarding Tatum, which is dumb. That was dumb.
That was the plan.
Right.
Tatum, Brown, Bridges, Anunoby, Towns, Porzingis. And they smoked us.
Wasn't even close.
You guys are hilarious. Yo, freaking Ronan and David in this chat cracking me the hell up. So I guess this is going out to a certain individual who's going to change that battery and smoke detector.
Who is that smoke detector?
It ain't mine. I can tell you that.
I'm not even out. I'm not even in my house.
There we go.
Right on cue.
So Reggie, is that your battery? Huh? What's going on?
I don't hear a thing, dog.
But every time it goes off, your thing
it's like you're talking.
Yeah,
your little head lights up.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, we're in the 21st century. People still got battery operated damn.
I guess so.
I don't. I've been got rid of that shit. Mine's a hardwired into the damn house.
Oh Lord!
Granted, I bought it that way, but I ain't got to worry about changing batteries.
Like change that battery,
or take the battery out. That's what I used to do.
No, the cat is in heat, yo.
Wow!
The cat is in heat.
Oh, that's the cat.
That's camp.
That's a cat.
That's a cat.
That's a cat.
Well, you need to get.
Oh, I hear the cat. Yeah.
You need to get both ends of that cat fixed. That's
crazy, man.
I wonder why Ronan never talks. He comes on.
He's probably got people in his house. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That's because the last time Ronan said anything on this show, he said, "Let's go Brewers."
Oh. That's why.
Oh,
wow.
That is completely false, yo. End result, they got knocked out, so it doesn't matter.
There he is.
Yo, Ronan, he said cat changed that battery.
He's the battery in the cat.
Battery and a cat.
He said, well, the cat needs a
my
cat's
God.
attacking the battery.
Dude, hilarious, bro.
Oh, shit.
All right, let me do some moving on. Let me get to this little unhinged stuff.
There
Man.
it is.
What's going on? What's going on? Now, as you guys know, myself, Greg, we in New York. Damn, how do I even say this sort this shit, man? How is it that a guy? This is one example. One
Mhm.
mentally disturbed dude can kill 3 people
Mhm.
in a stabbing spree here in the Big Apple when he was arrested 8 other times and allowed to be on the street. I gotta tell you, I'm sick of these liberals preaching these rights for these people. If you do a crime, serve the time. That's it. There's no leniency for you, no deals, none of that stuff. Go to jail. That's it. Close the book. I'm so sick of these people with their right. Oh, you can't. Oh, bitching up and let. What happened to people's right to safety?
Mm.
What happened to that? So we releasing criminals, mentally disturbed criminals, on the streets where we live, and putting them up there to have themselves possibly not just assaulted but killed. This shit is broken. I just don't understand it. I do not understand it. I don't get it. But there needs to be wholesale changes made.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. We
Yeah.
brought it up once before with the cop that got shot in the Bronx, serving a warrant. Him and his buddy got shot. He died.
Right.
Mhm.
And come to find out, the guy that pulled the trigger was a 2-time violent offender.
Why is he on the street?
Again, I'm not gonna, just nobody's Wheaties with liberal and conservative, but again, it happens to be that way in New York City.
Right.
It's sort of like, and I told y'all before, man, the one Democrat I had faith in the beginning was Adams. I'm like, well, you know what? This guy has some sort of background in.
No.
And then.
No. You talking about Curious George?
Yeah.
No.
And then again, I told y'all that too. All this sanctuary city shit.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be a sanctuary city until you became one.
Right.
And don't tell me that didn't increase the crime in your city. The statistics are there, guys. I mean, come on. Forget about the debit cards and the hotels. Again, conversation we had that I came in late when Dave and Bishop was going at it with the Yankees and the Mets.
Right.
That's another conversation we had. I didn't know you could sue the city if they didn't house an immigrant. When y'all had 63,000 homeless people to begin with.
Yeah.
I never heard nobody talking about suing them. But they just let the shit get so far out of hand, guys, where I hate to say, the inmates are running the asylum because they're not even inmates. You're letting them out.
Right.
What are you proving, R? That may be a better question. What are they proving with this kind of system? Is it working?
No, it's not. You know what they're proving? They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. That's what they're proving.
I hate to go that far, to think that somebody that y'all put in the office or whatever.
Because I shut it. It's like I said in the group chat. I cringe, utterly cringe to think how many lives could have been spared.
Yeah.
You understand? If the justice system was correct and did the right thing by putting away these violent assailants.
They had and forgive me for saying this too, because it came to fruition during election night. That people are kind of fed up with this woke mentality, this mentality. And I don't know if he was up for re-election, but the district attorney in New York, that Bragg guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Alvin Bragg. Right.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I just know what I read. Again, he fell into that, maybe incarcerating people is not the answer. Well, then until you find a better answer, sir, let's stick with the one we know can be safety. Let's forget about being woke and what we could do, and let's concentrate on the safety of the people in your city. Then we'll figure out the rest of the shit later.
And that's another thing. You brought up incarceration and whatnot. What programs are they instilling while these inmates are being incarcerated?
That's another thing. And that's what led them to this mentality, they're not getting nothing in prison. But so you're just going to leave criminals out to run the street? I mean, an example, the guy from the actual show BMF, Meeks,
Big Meeks.
right? He finally got out of jail.
Right.
And I was a proponent then. Okay, this guy was a drug dealer. Let's just, he wasn't the mafia. They weren't running around doing drive-bys in LA. This guy got damn near 30 years in jail for selling drugs.
Right.
But you're letting violent criminals. Now, I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line, his group may have, forgive me for saying it, to kill bad guys. Bad guys kill bad guys. I'm not giving him an alibi. But I'm saying you tried to give this guy almost life.
Right. Life. But selling.
And you're letting Harding, again, I go back to the cop that got killed in the Bronx. The person that shot him in his face and killed him was a 2-time violent offender. And you're serving a warrant on this guy, and he shoots a cop.
Right.
Wow. That tells me the system ain't working, but.
Exactly.
So I'm in agreement, with what you're saying. But I think there's also another side of it if we really look at it seriously. And it may be a uncomfortable conversation, but I think the system on both sides is broken. Because some of the reasons why, and I'm not saying that violent offenders should be put back on the street. Absolutely not. But some of the reasons why the justice system was being looked at is there was corruption on the other side of that system too, and so you had people that were put away off of shady policing and things like that as well. So that opened up the doors for people to then say, well, let's look at the whole system and make some changes, which apparently aren't working. But I want to point out something else too. We talk about this lunatic that killed these 3 people and the fact that he should not have been out on the street. On the other side of the coin is we look at these people who perpetrate these mass shootings, and there are red flags that are all over the place with them as well. And that's not woke people saying that, that's they're on the other side that are allowing people with mental illness to easily obtain weapons, and then they go out and they mass numbers of people, innocent people. So there are cases on both sides. I don't think it's a liberal and I don't think it's a conservative issue. What I think though is that most of us, I can tell you that at my age now, I'm a lot more conservative than I was when I was younger. But I would say that the moderate voice is the one that isn't really heard. So you hear the extreme left or the extreme right. Those are the ones that are making all the noise. But most people that I know are somewhere in between that. There are some issues that I lean heavily on the left about, and there are some issues that I lean more heavily on the right about. And I think that if that middle of the line thinking, I think that's closer to what most people are. If that really had the voice in this country that the others get all that attention with, I think that we would be in a much better place, because I think that we are more alike than we are different.
Exactly.
But the ones that get heard are the loudest ones, which are either far left, which I think can be very ridiculous, and far right, which I think can be equally ridiculous. And that's why nothing ever changes. That's why nothing ever gets done, because you got two sides competing, left and right, and the people in the middle are getting stretched.
I'll say this, Dave, and again, it just like the Knicks have to go further than the second round. This current administration got to put up or shut up. You don't stomp somebody the way they stomped, because we could say whoever it was, Dave, the conservatives, the liberals, the in between. Somebody, i.e., this country, sent a loud message.
Yes.
And forgive me for saying it. We're sick of that shit. We're sick of your pompous attitude. We're sick of you just thinking you're going to get our vote. When this guy, Trump, I won't call him this guy, President Trump, when his increase in the black and the Latino vote went up, if that wasn't a wake-up call for your pompous asses who just sit back on your laurels thinking, I got this. Again, I have to apologize. I kind of felt sorry, though I would never vote for her. Harris, I felt sorry for her because, one, they threw her out there. You're the same person that told us there was nothing wrong with this guy who was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for 3 years. And now all of a sudden, we got to hide him again, and we're going to throw your ass out there. Really? And every question they asked you, you ended it with Trump. Hey, R, what are you eating for dinner today? Well, I'm going to have steak and eggs, but that Trump. You know, people were hearing this shit, man.
Right.
And when you stopped you took every, what do they call them guys? Them states? What
is it? Purple?
No, the battleground states.
Swing states?
Yeah, swing states. Yes, and they took all of those.
Yeah.
They took all of those. They won the popular vote, the electoral vote. If that wasn't a message to you.
It's a clear message.
I keep thinking about, again, there are some Democrats I like. Cory Booker happens to be one of them.
Okay.
Because Cory Booker is the one that opened that floodgate for that bullshit, supposedly bipartisan border bill. I put it in the text this morning. He started doing the math. Like, am I the only one that read this shit?
Right.
Y'all are sending $60 billion, $40 billion, and $20 billion for the border. The money y'all sent to Ukraine is more money than we give the U.S. Marine Corps. This shit ain't bipartisan. And Cory Booker said it. Maybe I'm not reading the numbers right. Somebody explained this to me, and all of a sudden it went away.
Yeah.
Nobody heard about it again. They didn't try to push the bill through again. Cory Booker was like, what did Reggie say? The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing, exactly.
I agree.
That's what we need more of, Dave. We need more of the same people on the same team saying, nah, not today.
Right.
Not today,
Right.
Exactly. I agree with you, and I think you're absolutely right, Dom, that a clear message was sent. And I feel the Democratic Party, they failed people miserably.
Miserably.
The fact that when Obama went out, they knew that they were going to have somebody. They put Hillary up there, who I think was unelectable.
Mistake one.
And then they were able to rebound, but Biden was the best.
No,
Biden, out of all those people, Biden was the best.
And you know what people are saying,
and
Dave?
Responsible for that?
Where them 20 million votes go? I don't believe in conspiracies, but I do remember going to bed that night, and this dude was down by umpteen million votes, and I woke up the next morning. He was the president, a guy that hid in his basement. But here's the funny thing, guys. They can say what they want. They really need to throw their game plan away because they got lucky. Y'all have had them, Democrats. Y'all have had the White House for 12 of the last 16 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So what can you possibly be bitching about? You only do it during election season. And your game plan is race, fear, and we got you. That's their battle. That's their battle cry. We're gonna plug the racism. We're gonna fear you. Well, democracy is at stake. You ain't a part of this shit.
Right.
You ain't a part of this democracy. When again, some people will say, you preach democracy, but you didn't put Kamala Harris in front of America through the system. Y'all just said, okay, get out there. You're it. Tag, you're it.
Yeah.
What's no
first of all,
vote?
Let's talk about the disrespect for one, in regards to Harris being the candidate for the Democratic Party. Let's talk about the disrespect. Nobody wanted her. And maybe that's a tad bit a bit much. But how about this? There was no voting, there was no runoff.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you just plug this broad in and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that's disrespectful?
Right.
To the voters?
Yeah.
It was very disrespectful.
I think it was disrespectful to Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that threw her out there the ones we always talk about, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, these career bullshit artists.
Yeah, the Jim
y'all
Clyburn.
Y'all put her out there with.
They gave her 100 days.
Yeah, I won't even go with the days, Dave, because that has a factor. But they had the money. You know, you had $1.4 billion, and now you're $20 billion in the red. So what did you do with the money? Oh, you had concerts. You hired Oprah Winfrey. You hired Beyonce. Again, they tried to play the same shit they've been playing forever. Oh, celebrities got Dave's back. Right. People woke up to that, guys.
Yeah, they got tired.
You want to move out the country? Go ahead. You're a fucking actor. You have no more say. Your vote is no different than mine. I'm gonna keep following this shit because you say, hey, Beyonce's voting for me.
Exactly.
Okay. How did that work? Again, I feel sorry for her. Not even the days, Dave. Yeah. I feel sorry for her because how she was put out there. Yeah. You think Dave and Dominic forgot that this guy's tripping over himself, mumbling, looking like he's getting ready to shit his pants. They dodge him off stage, and you're telling me nothing is wrong for 3 years, and now all of a sudden, hey, you mind taking a seat? You think people didn't see that?
Yeah.
And here comes Kamala Harris, a black woman. So now we're going to run that. We're going to run the color thing. We're going to run the gender thing. And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's another thing that's hurting them. You know, you want to have everybody's back. Everybody's not into transgender, gay. Right. And I'm not saying that you should do anything violent, but there's so many other issues in this country that we should be worried about. And again, you women fought forever for this Title 10 shit. And now you're willing to throw that in the garbage because a man who's now a woman can compete in a woman's sport. You think people forgot that shit, the hard work everybody put in? And we're going to throw that under the bus because you say, no, man, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. That's another thing, Dave. I hate to bring that up. Yeah. When you look at Christian values, there's not many in the left no more. Because they go totally against anything biblical. They're afraid to say God. You know that, right? They're afraid to say God or Jesus or the Bible. They don't want to do that because so many of them are anti-Christ, anti-this. So, again, guys, if they don't find a new game plan or create a new book, this shit might not be a one and done.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that because then it makes it unbalanced, guys. Serious. There should be some balance, but
you make promises, but you don't put no action behind your words.
Right.
And people got sick and tired of that. They said, you know what? We're not going to the polls. We're not supporting you.
Right.
Because you're not, again, as like my man Hollop would always say, when you go vote for a candidate, shouldn't you vote for if they have their best interests at your heart?
Can you even trust that?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying you
on
really,
either side. Can you really?
You know what? You really can't, and that which is sad.
That's sad. Yeah.
If that's the case, then no one should have been voting at all. Then.
Right.
Because if you're going by values or what this guy is saying is, you can't possibly believe that a pathological liar.
They all lie.
Goddamn.
They all lie.
They all lie.
It's different for me. Like I said, for me, that cat is personal. It's just personal.
Well, so was Obama. Obama was personal to me. Obama gave me the lowest fucking raises in 50 years. Obama, we're going to talk immigration. Who deported more illegals than Obama? Nobody.
I don't care about
But now we want to flip the script with that shit because it's somebody I don't like. Again, I didn't like Obama, but I didn't go around saying, oh, he's this, he's that. I sucked up my little 1% raise, 1.6% raise for 6 years. So again, that was personal for me because like that's how I vote.
Well, I
don't rock with either side. I'm just saying, for me personally, my parents are going under his watch, how they did that shit. So I ain't trying to hear it. But as far as the political, all that bullshit, I'm not invested either side. I don't rock with either side, stuff like that. I look at where the money's coming from, who these people are backing, all stuff like that. It's all about the money. So if you're just an average person and you voting, and this one group is raising 1.4 billion, this one's raising a billion, stuff like that, how is anything going to work for the average working person when you're a slave to who's paying, who's giving you money? Yeah, whoever it is, Elon Musk, Bezos, this one's that one. That's insanity. Is it a democracy or is it a corporate? Or is it oligarchy?
And
Because you
but
can't
that's
be
another
looking at what's
thing.
doing what's best in the best interest of the people
That's a great point,
or for the country.
Right, that's a great point, Ronan, because for the last 4 years, nobody gave a shit about that. And again, you could pick sides all you want, but when you're the person in charge, at least what I learned in the military, when you're in charge, you take the bullet. You didn't talk about that. You didn't talk about what Ronan's talking about, the economy and fucking houses where I live are twice the price they were before COVID. How did this shit happen? Where now all of a sudden you're going to tell us, oh, we're going to make housing affordable, but you ain't saying how you're going to do it. I don't give a shit what side it is. When you say I'm going to do something,
we're never going to do that.
Yeah, when you say you're going to do something, that don't end with a period. There should be a sentence after that, like, hey, R, this is actually my game plan. I'm going to make housing affordable. How are you going to go to every construction company in America and say, you better start selling houses for 100,000? Again, like Dave, as I got older, my mentality shifted to where it's just me, guys. My concern was my money, my investments, and my military. So anything outside of that, it's a toss-up. But I've learned in the past that there are people that, one, don't give two shits about our military and don't give two shits about my money because they're willing to give it to a whole bunch of people that don't deserve it. How do you explain to this, Ronan, no matter what side you pick? How can you explain in the great city of New York, who again had 63,000 homeless people that nobody gave two shits about, but we're going to house immigrants and then give them a debit card?
Right.
That's kind of hard for me to swallow and say, you know what, that sounds fair. Again,
I ain't not picking sides. I'm not picking sides. I'm not. If y'all, I've been on here for by now. Y'all should know how I get down.
Yes,
right, of course.
I told you, my mentor is who always has been. That's how I get down. Starts with Malcolm, John Clark,
right,
and Miss Wilson, stuff like that. So I'm in a completely different lane, and all that. But as far as with immigration stuff like that, that's not going to change because if you, for instance, now there's a guy on my job. He's whatever. He's a Trumper, this and that, talking shit like that. I'm like, look, man, you can kick this person out, that person out. I was like, who's cutting your lawn? Who's cooking your food when you go to one of these signature restaurants? Who's picking your fruit? I was like, are you going out there picking that fruit? I'm like, you ain't even doing your own lawn. The person that you want going, which who you want going, that's fine. He's cutting your lawn. He's doing your grass. These cats don't want, and that's the one, and even that. And I told another guy, I was like, even that. I was like, well, who's in control of these corporations? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, stuff like that. They can pick and choose who they want to hire. You look at the construction crews. I had my roof done in April. The dudes who changed my roof, all those dudes were from, it was Latinos. No one on that crew except the foreman was a white guy. Everyone else was Latinos. Who's replacing these dudes? No one asked them these questions. That's always, they go down the line. They're going to do stuff like that. On my job, I drive all over New Jersey.
I don't think they're the ones. I don't think they're the ones they're targeting to deport. They want to deport the people that are here with crime, who committed crimes, who came to our country as a criminal. There's got to be a way. I'll tell you what, guys, as much as I didn't like Obama, he had the greatest, at least, talk of immigration. There's no skipping the line. There's no more you come through this gate, and then when you get through this gate, you want to cry, I'm seeking asylum. No, that's trying to skip the line. Hence the reason he sent so many people back, because they were skipping the line. He had a great plan, guys, probably the best plan in maybe my lifetime, to be honest, or at least since immigration got out of control. Where he failed was that catch and release shit. he went from being stern and no skipping the line to, hey, we expect you to be in court on December 1st. And these people ain't coming back. Now we got a whole bunch of people we don't know because they ain't been vetted. So again, Obama probably had the greatest plan when it comes to this until he flipped it, and then it went totally haywire. And then your boy Biden, not your boy, but then Biden tried to reenact this shit. And now you think they want to deport every illegal. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to get the criminals out, put them back, and let's hope they don't. Because guess what, Ronan? Some of these people that we're looking for that are illegal, that are criminals, they've been sent back to their country. Some way, somehow they got back in our country. So again, without picking sides, there's got to be an answer to this shit. It ain't about picking fruit and cutting grass, because those ain't the ones we're looking for. Because you know what? They'd be kind of easy to find. It's the other ones that, and again, that's a conversation we had when y'all brought up the hotels and the debit cards in New York City. Again, y'all had a population of 63,000 people that were homeless. Already. And what did you tell me, R? Well, what's going to happen when it gets cold? This was your answer to me, R. Nothing. They'll probably die.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you was being honest, but
I'm being honest. Exactly. I'm just like, yo.
But an answer like that makes you scratch your head and say, damn, man. Then you want to run them out the subway, where it's probably one of the few places they could stay warm.
Okay.
So again, we went from, the policies of releasing violent criminals to, sometimes you got to step up and say, you know what, Ronan, you know what, R, you know what, Dave, I fucked up. I got to try to make this right. This shit can't keep going on. We got innocent people dying from somebody that should have been locked up 3 times ago or was locked up and we let him out.
Yep. Let him out.
How do you explain that shit, man?
You can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No,
I couldn't imagine it being me. Again, I'm a person that lost a child.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine losing them like that.
Right.
And then you give me some half-hearted fucking answer.
Yeah.
No. I have special skills that I might have to use.
Exactly. On that note, let me shut this down for the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, for sure. I appreciate everyone. You know what I'm saying? Dom, Ronan, Dave, Reggie, if he's still there, but he probably
I'm here.
Reggie's chasing that cat, R. Shut up.
You already know this.
Ronan done made it to his house and changed the battery.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't right.
I was on mute, so there wasn't coming on my end.
Y'all ain't right, man.
No.
Ronan drove to Art Reggie's house, got him a battery.
Man, listen, I don't know what that was.
That was a battery, damn it.
Battery in your back.
It's not. No smoke detector going on.
Not now.
No carbon monoxide.
I would change the battery on the low.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question before y'all go?
Sure.
Is it getting cold?
It's starting.
No.
It's
supposed to be colder tomorrow.
Yeah, it's starting. Tomorrow.
Damn, it's getting down to the 30s here at night.
It's gonna be 65.
Hasn't been that cold. Hasn't been that cold yet.
There's supposed to be a high of 40 tomorrow here in New York.
Ooh, shit. No, I can't do that.
It's gonna be 65 down here near Gotham City. Like 60 or 65 on Sunday.
Gotcha. Well, the Hawks is here. It's starting to get out there.
The only thing not hot in Philly are the 76ers. But that's
right. Exactly.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
all right.
Pleasure and honor. God bless you guys. I'll see you next week.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, brothers. Peace.
All right. Peace.